All right, all right, all right. Where did this come from? Just got that got to be moved. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Sister Deborah, PITW, with Ahaya. Peace in the wilderness, with Ahaya. Sister Deborah coming um, with a message. And I hope, and really it is spirit and truth. It's for your backpack. So I put it like that. It's pretty much for your backpack. Many of you all uh, know how to pray, how to go before the presence of Yah. Many of you all know how to go before the presence of Yah. Okay, Sister Deborah going to say some things and speak some things and show you how, or not show you, but tell you how you go before the presence of the Most High Yah. I don't know who knows how or what is your outcome. Okay, let's put it like that. A lot of people think that they can go their way and it's all well. And I want to get into that so you could understand that where we're at in this midnight hour, we need to know how to go before the presence of Yah. Not only that, grip the hem of his garment. We need to really understand what that is consist of. Only reason why I'm bringing this to you is because I believe this is Yah doing. This is not a topic that I even thought about covering, but it came to me earlier today. So I said, I'm going to be obedient and I'm going to bring it forth to you all. And I'm going to just say some things and make you really pretty much wonder, and realize what it's really all about as far as going before the presence of Yah. Are we going to need it? We need it. We always need it. But to find out that it's a way you go before Yah. It is a way. It's just you just can't go the way you feel it. A lot of us go and enter in with our flesh. And we think we're doing something because we're down there hooping and hollering and crying and telling him and this and that. But one thing to keep in mind at all times, Sister Deborah going to show you how we've missed the mark. Okay, many of us have missed the mark, and we missed the mark and don't have any problems continuing the way that we have. Okay, but this is going to take you a mighty long ways. Now, this is what I was thinking. On the journey to the promised land, on the journey to wherever you may end up, where you're going, where you're heading, this here, knowing how to go before the presence of Yah is so important. See, everything is finished outside of going before the presence of Yah, trying to grip the hem of his garment or going forth before him. Many people don't know how to enter into his presence. So Sister Deborah is going to say some things here to kind of help you. And I know when I'm done, you're going to say, oh, I would have never thought of it like that. But I'm just going to take you all the way there and I'm going to push you off the cliff. I'm going to push you off the mountain, the cliff, or whatever. I'm going to just push you over. So next time you go before Yah, you'll go with the right spiritual heart and not thinking you can just go to him just any way. I know I can't. So I'm just trying to show you that you can. If I can't, you can't. See, a lot of us thinking he's just going to accept us no matter which way we go to him. And then we sit around wondering why our prayers are not answered or why we can't get the deliverance that we've been seeking for so long. This is the reason why, is what I'm going to cover. It's because the way you want to go to him, we can't do it, y'all. He's not going to accept it. He's not going, like that time I was telling you all, I was just crying and crying, asking, wanting him to come to respond to me. And he just said, well, Deborah, what's all that tears. What are your tears? He said, it's like icicles to me. That means it don't mean nothing. You see what I'm saying? So I know it's a way that you commune with him. Because if he can step into me like that and tell me my tears is like icicles, let me tell y'all, it's a way that you enter into his presence. And is he entitled to that? Oh, yes. He's 100% entitled. When you want his response, you want his input on something, you want him to lead and guide you, you want him to heal your body, you want him to get you off all these meditations, you want him to do things. It's a way you got to go before him. You all might not, y'all might not have, but back in the Old Testament, they couldn't just pull up to him any way they wanted. No, they couldn't. They could not. You just can't just come up on him any way you wanna and just assume this. I can roll up on you. I can come up on you any way I want to. I say your prayers won't be answered. You won't get anywhere with it. And where we're at in this day and time, that should be 24/24. And prayer is not something where you just drop into your knees and Father God, and all this and that and that. You don't even have to even detach that name. I'm gonna show you. You don't even have to detach that name in which you not even sure if it's the name or not. But even if you use whatever name, he gonna already know. That's what people don't understand about him. He don't have to rumble our way. He don't have to touch base with us the way we've been told on the earth as far as this name. But I'm going to show you how we are to go before him different, you guys. I've learned this throughout time. It didn't just come, but then the boldness is one thing I've always done when I go before the presence of Yah. Why did it never bothered me to go to him with the boldness like I speak to you all? You know why? Because I've been going to him for so long as a little bitty girl, and I have gotten to the point where I just go straight in. Why? He knows my thoughts. He knows what I'm thinking. He knows what I'm feeling. He knows what I need. He knows what I don't need. So why clown? Why are we clowning going before him? Why are we feeling that we need to go to him saying, need, we got to do this, we got to bow before him, we got to cover our heads, we got to wash our face, baby. Let me tell you something. All of that on the outer man. When you go before the throne of the Most High Yah, you're entering in to the presence of Yah. Let me tell you something. None of this means nothing to the Father. None of it means nothing. So preparing yourself in the flesh to go before the Most High Yah, that's on you. That's on you. You're playing a game with yourself. You don't have to prepare yourself a way that he's going to receive you. Oh, I got to wrap my head, or I got to tie myself up with a long dress going to the ground or to the floor, or I got to do this and I got to wash my face. With Yah, why are you washing the outer man? I ain't never been into the outer man. Come to me another way. And this is what you're going to find out tonight. Have you been entering into his presence this way? Because it is a way you touch the hem of his garment. It's a way you enter into his presence. But one thing you have to do, and that's going to be my first topic. Okay? Now, it's all about how we are to enter in to the presence of Yah. If you don't want to call his name Yah, you want to call his name Father, enter your butt in. And I can guarantee you, if you go in right, you're going to come out right. If you go in right, you're going to come out all right. Because I'm telling you, all this stuff that we're on this earth doing and portraying and naming and looking, and we're trying to bring this outer man into the spiritual realm, you can't do it. It won't work. You can't bring this here into the spiritual realm. Wrap your head all you want, wear your fringes, do whatever you want to clown. When it all said and done, you ain't going before the presence of the Most High Yah. You going before your imagination of your flesh, because you think it's on your outside that has to go in. No, baby, it's your spirit, baby. Always been and always will be. It's your inner man that needs to go before Yah, not your outer man. So that's what Sister Deborah is going to be talking about, is when we enter into the presence of the Most High Yah. It's a way we must enter, okay? So I want to first start off by saying it's learning how. Hold on, let me cut this heat off because it's turning me up. I mean, like really burning me up. It's like, okay, now we're talking about how to enter into the presence of the Most High Yah. A lot of people would tell you, I don't need nobody to tell me how to pray. I don't need nobody to tell me how to do this and do this when it comes out. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because I didn't ask for this message. This is strictly a message that the Most High Yah put on me. And I'm bringing it forth out of what you call obedience. Oh, out of obedience. And as I was doing my study on it, guess what? I began to think about the journey, y'all. I was thinking about the journey the whole time I was doing my study. The journey from out of captivity to over to the promised land. If you think for 1 minute you ain't gonna need to know how to touch the hem of his garment, you ain't gonna need to know how to have had a relationship with him in prayer. I mean, a real one. I ain't talking about your fake ones, your artificial ones. I'm talking about a real prayer. You know how they talk about prayer warriors? Sit down. Y'all just everybody wants to run to him like he's likened to a man. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. So I'm just trying to help you understand, to enter into Yah's presence, it's a way you do it. And like I said, all the time I was doing my study on it, guess what I was thinking about? I was thinking about, okay, now, Father, over to Mount Zion, we're going to be leaving for captivity. We're going to need that, ain't we? That's all I was thinking about. I know y'all might say, well, wouldn't nobody need? Oh, yes, you will. On that journey where you can communicate with him on your way. How, even that communication of entering into his presence to help you leave everything behind. Woo-wee! We're going to need that, baby. All family members, book up and go. You're just, and you're going to need a communication level with him that going to lead you up out of here. Let's say, for instance, Sister Deborah was sick and ill to the point of death. With this type of entering in, he's going to have to meet you right there where you at. He's going to have to pull up right where you at. Why? It's because this is a way of entering into his presence. If you know how to enter into his presence, then you know what it's like to have him right there present. He already in you, first and foremost. But even if he's in you, you still have to know how to go before him in your spirit. He's already present before you, but to go before him, to get results, you have to go before him. But you can't go the way that you are on the outer man. So entering into his presence from the outer man it's a no-no. So the first thing we have to learn is to exclude the flesh. When you want to enter into the presence of the Most High Yah, you got to exclude the flesh. You cannot allow the flesh to have any partaker in you entering in the presence of the Most High Yah. You have to exclude your flesh. And I'm going to tell you why. You have to include your spirit. You have to make this a spirit, your spirit going to the presence of the Father's spirit. Okay? So therefore, you have to exclude your flesh. You can't get up and start taking your flesh into the presence of Yah. And that's what 99.9 of people do. They take their flesh into prayer. Yes, they do. When they get ready to pray and seek the Most High Yah in any shape, form, or fashion, it's all flesh diving in. All flesh diving in. But when you going before him in prayer, you got to exclude your flesh. He has no part in your flesh coming before him. Okay? So a lot of people thought that they was doing a breakthrough. And maybe you did get blessed. But I'm telling you, don't keep thinking you're going to try it this way and it's going to keep panning out, because 99.9 ain't got that breakthrough yet. You know why? You're not entering in his presence by the Spirit. You're entering in by the flesh. Okay? So I want to show you when I get to Gospel of John, chapter 4 and verse 24. When I get to the Gospel of John, chapter 4, verse 24. And it reads, Yah is a spirit. Okay? And they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So a lot of you all out there that's been taking your flesh to the presence of the Most High Yah, you've been playing with yourself and getting kicked out of it. That's why I tell y'all, don't be. Oh, baby, we ain't in that time. We ain't in that day for faking it. So many people have faked it for years and thousands of years. Here we are, y'all. We here. We in that end day. It's no time to fake it until you make it. And that's also when you go into before the presence of the Most High Yah. Same way. People want to fake it, thinking that they're going to make it because they're faking it. And I'm telling you, you're not going to get very far. And you have not gotten very far, even though you might have manipulated people to believe that, okay, yeah, I pray for this and this. Roman Catholic said the same thing. Christians said the same thing. Muslims said they pray too. Everybody prays. And they will tell you the same thing you're saying. But I, Sister Deborah, is bringing this message forth because this is what Yah has put in my mouth to speak. And that is to enter into his presence. You just can't come in through the flesh. You got to come in through the Spirit. The Gospel of John, chapter 4 and verse 24. For Yah is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in what? Spirit. You cannot call yourself serving him nor worshiping him in your flesh. And this is what people don't understand. They say, well, look like your flesh will be in your way when you're trying. No, you have, it's something in you that teaches you how to shut that flesh off from the relationship that you have with the Father. Many people have no idea what I'm talking about. It's going in one ear and out the next. They have no idea. You have to learn to shut that flesh off from the spirit of who you are and Yah is in you. Because you have to respect him. He said, you deal with me in the spirit. So why are we wanting to take our flesh into a realm of his spirit? No, he's not going for it. You just been playing with yourself all these 100 million years. Okay. So again, we have to learn to exclude our flesh. Okay. And learn to include our spirit in when we go present before the Most High Yah, only in spirit. Only in spirit. Okay. And that's what John was 4 and 24 said. Yah is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. You see that spirit? Okay. So you first have to understand that. If I'm going to go before the presence of the Most High Yah, because my husband is ill, my daughter is ill, or my wife is ill, my mother, my father, my co-workers, or they fire me on the job, any situation, this is how you go before the presence of Yah. Okay? Now, when you get to Romans chapter 8, when I get to Romans chapter 8 and verse 7, Romans chapter 8 and verse 7. In Romans chapter 8 and verse 7, it reads, because the carnal mind is enmity against Yah. You see what he's telling you? He's telling your flesh, that's your carnal mind, is enmity against Yah. For it is not subject to the law of Yah, neither indeed can be. You see? That's that carnal mind. That's that flesh. I'm telling you. Don't think you can just take your flesh before the presence of the Most High Yah and think he's going to listen to you, or he's going to bow down and give you what you want, or respect what you coming to him for when you're coming out of order. Okay? Verse 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yah. I don't see why people can't get that. You know why? For thousands of years, this is how people went before Yah, talking about prayer. You see them in the churches, the temples, the synagogues, out in public. Oh, I'm going to pray for you. Pray for me. You can't even ask people to pray for you, really. You know why? That you have to know that they got the type of spirit that can go before the presence of Yah. So even you playing with yourself. And that's what I see in the world today. I see exactly what the Father is saying about this topic. I see exactly what he's saying about this topic. But he goes back what he's saying to me. The narrow gate is only the way for those who will find, because they are who I have assigned to find life. Because life holds what? Truth. Okay? So it says, so then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yah, but ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. You see? If so, be that the spirit of Yah dwells in you. You see what I'm saying? Okay, now if any man has not the spirit of Christ, he is none of his. So let's go back a little bit. Let's take a step back. So if you don't have the Ruach HaKodesh in you, then you still out here praying, and you're out here thinking you got a communication level with the Most High Yah, and you ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. And this is what make people go before Yah in their flesh. They, in their mind, they're saying, as long as I can go before him and role play this, like they've been doing it for thousands of years. I can get away with if I just role play it this way. If I just do it like this here, like everybody else. And everybody else they do that. But listen to what he says. So then they, in verse 8, we in Romans chapter 8, verse 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yah. That means you can't come before me in this flesh. If you don't have the sense enough to come to me in the spirit realm, don't come at all. Because don't come pulling up on me in the flesh. In Philippians chapter 3, verse 3. Let's see what it says there. And what this is doing is showing you, even in the instructions and direction book, there are things that's being said that's saying actually that your flesh just can't roll up on Yah and thinking that your prayers has been answered, or he's your ace, or you saved and you have the Holy Spirit. It's just a lot of things I read today, and even about Israel, about saying that those who serve one evil of Israel is not of Yah. And I'm like saying, do these people get that? No, they don't. Because in them, all of Israel is Israel, and they going straight to the kingdom. But let them go on and do thousands of years. And here we are in the end days, 2024. The mindset of people is still the same. It has not changed. So when I get to Philippians chapter 3 and verse 3, it reads 3:3. Philippians chapter 3 and verse 3. For we are circumcision which worship Yah in the spirit and rejoice in Yeshua HaMashiach and have no confidence in the flesh. That's showing you your flesh don't have no confidence that you can take this flesh and it's going to bow down and go before the presence of your Most High Yah, because your flesh can't go before the Father. So if all y'all been on here role playing and going to the going into prayer, thinking you doing something, keep on thinking you doing something. You still faking it, thinking you're gonna make it, and it ain't gonna work for you. Because this message is not a message of Sister Deborah. This is the message from the Most High Yah. Because I wouldn't have taught this here in a way I'm about to teach this. Impossible. I wouldn't have broke this down like I'm about to break this thing down. And what I'm breaking down, how to go before the presence of Yah. Enter into the presence of Yah. Now in Philippians chapter 3 and verse 3, for we are the circumcision which worship Yah in spirit. Look at that spirit. You see that? That's a lowercase spirit. That's your spirit that you got. We all have an image like Yah, which is a spirit. That's your spirit. And it's telling you, this is how you worship Yah in your spirit. Now, do you see why I say you cannot just run up on him any way you want to and think that, okay, I can pull up anytime. I can get on my knees and hoop and holler and pray and call on him. You're going to do whatever you want to do. Honestly. So what I believe he's saying, because we're in that day, people don't even understand how much they're going to need him. And the only way they're going to be intact with him is through their spirit to his. They're not going to be able to come before his presence. You see? So where he's at now, he said, prepare as if you. When you go into prayer, you prepare as if you know him personal. You have a personal relationship with the Most High Yah. Don't go into his presence as if you're a stranger or you're a person that's not sure he's who he is or you who you are. When you go before the Most High Yah, you go before him at prepared as if you're going to him for a personal, one-on-one, personal. So you take it serious that you're going into his presence. Okay? Prepare yourself that I'm going to meet the king. That's pretty much what it is. I'm going to meet the Most High Yah. Make it personal. Okay? And know him personal. Not get on this devil platform and think you done learned enough that you can go and enter into his presence and don't know him personal. Personal means from the spirit to spirit. You don't know him like that, but yet you want to get out here and pretend to yourself until you pass away or till you get to the point where we're going over to the promised land and you might get left or you might go or whatever, but you're thinking you're going to use those same techniques that you've been using all your life. Let me get in here and pray. Get on my knees and pray. Say, for instance, if I get on my knees and I begin to pray. Listen, look how we was taught to pray. This is flesh. This is my flesh hands. This is my flesh. That's the part that he said, don't bring that to my altar. Don't come before me like that. Bring that spirit. And just because 99.9 don't accept the fact that they are a spirit, then you know they can't come before the throne like they need to. Why? Because they don't even know who they are. You see? They don't even know they got a spirit. So you know he's talking to certain people. So I say unto you, but when you prepare to go before the presence of Yah, Go before the presence of Yah as if you know him personal. You got a one-on-one relationship with him. Okay? When you go before the Most High Yah to enter into his presence, you got to kick all the way to the curb emotions and feelings, because that's flesh. I'm telling you, people have been praying and going before the altar of the Most High Yah like they for real have the Holy Spirit, and they full of the Holy Spirit, and they got the Ruach, which is the Holy Spirit. They got all the gifts. They got this, they got that, they got that. They even got their purpose, but yet they have no idea that when they deal with Yah, they deal with him with their outer being and not their inner. Okay, so he's saying, prepare yourself. Move away from your emotions and your feelings, because that's a part that you can take in to the presence of Yah. You want to take your emotions and your feelings, and you thinking that he's going to be moved by your emotion and your feelings. Why would he be moved when he just told you he don't deal with your flesh? So those emotions and those feelings is a part of your flesh. But that's how people do him. They figure out he don't know what he's talking about, and that ain't true. That ain't what it is. That ain't how you do it. It doesn't matter. What he's giving Sister Deborah to say this evening is a token for those who need it to be applied in their backpack. It's a spirit and truth that needs to be in your backpack. It needs to get you ready for whatever he got prepared for these days that we're in, and we're in these days. And even the journey itself. The journey could be any type of journey. Okay, don't mean it's the journey to the promised land. It can be our journey to death. Okay, our journey to be able to minister to others. When you have to deal with people, I'm going to tell you something. You need a relationship with the Creator. You need someone you can go to the altar, to his presence, say, I'm having this issue with this, and you need a response from him. What Smokey used to say, I need you now, right now, not another second, not another minute, but right now. That's the part I'm talking about. Needing him right now. But can he come and respond to you like that if you don't know how to enter into his presence to get that right now and that quick response? No, because he ain't taking you from the flesh in. Okay, so you have to put away the emotions and the feelings. Don't think you can take that to the presence of Yah. He don't want it. He don't have nothing to do with it. You got to kick that to the wayside. You can't allow that to enter into the presence of Yah. When you're going in for prayer, or you going in trying to commune with him, and you want him to commune with you, or you got issues that you want him to deal with. This is why these things haven't got victory. People don't even know what victory is. People really don't know what victory is. People think if they got cancer, victory is they get all the medication the rest of their life. You see, they think medication is victory that Yah is sending. They think the doctors are victory that Yah is sending. Victory is when you cut clean away from it and you don't need none of it. That's victory. And you wonder why you can't get victory like that today. That's that same victory that Yeshua was doing when he was laying hands and praying over people. That same victory. When he went to the grave, and it was that Elijah, he told him to get up. That's victory. When he opened the blind eyes, did they get blind again? No. Were they on medication? No. Sick. Did they have medication? No. That's victory. You really want to talk about victory in Yah? That's victory. That's what Sister Deborah is telling you. This is how you go before him and get the results of true victory. People think having surgery, oh, that's the victory. You see, people think everything is the victory. And he lets them go and live that way. Why? Because their trust and their belief and their hope rest in everything outside of him. And he let them live and die. My people perish due to lack of knowledge. Why? Because they reject knowledge. So this has been going on a mighty long time. So he says, get your feelings and your emotion, because that's detached to your flesh, and you can't bring that to the presence of Yah. He said, prepare yourself as if you are hoping to receive him. Prepare yourself as if you are hoping to receive something. I mean, not something, him, to receive him. You're preparing yourself as if you in the kingdom finna go to the throne of the Most High Yah. That's what he wants you to feel like. He wants you to think like. He wants you to just think of that way when you're going before the presence of who he is. Prepare yourself, because you got to keep flesh to the curve. You know that. That's one of the preparing and moving out the way emotions and feelings. So he said, prepare yourself in hoping to receive from him. That's beautiful. So it's almost saying you prepare your whole self. Just get yourself ready as if you're going before the presence of the Most High Yah to receive from him. Then he was telling me, don't go ask. When you go into this here presence of the Most High, when you go into your prayers, talking to the Most High, communing with the Most High, do not go begging. Don't beg for nothing. Can you give me this? Give me this. I need this. I need that. Give me this, Father Yah. I need this, Father Yah. Please let me have this here. I need this. Why? He knows every need of each and every last one of us. Every want of each and every last one of us. He knows what we're thinking and what we're feeling already. He don't need you to take your issues of your flesh and bring them to the altar before him as if he don't know your thoughts and your heart, your mind, and your issues and your needs. That means you're going to the altar to convince him that he you want this, as if he don't know your needs. He knows your wants. He knows your want. He knows your mind and your heart. So when you're going before him, that's why all you look for is to receive something from him. You have to have that hope in you that when I go before him, I'm going to receive of him. But when we go asking, can you give me this? Can you bless me with this? Can you bless me with this? Can I have this here? Father, I need this and this and this, and on this date, this date, this date. You see, that's what people do when they pray. That's the only way they know that they are praying. They call it prayer or praying. That's how they believe in going before Yah, that way, where they can tell him what they need, what they want, what they desire, the situation they in. They can tell him their thoughts and their feelings. When you enter into the presence of the Most High Yah, shut your fleshly mouth and fleshly thoughts. He don't need to hear them. He already knows. You see? So that's another thing. We need to put away us asking him to do this and to do that, to do this and do that. Only thing we need to be doing is asking for nothing outside of forgiveness. And that's along the line of the prayer. When you enter into his presence, that's going to be a part of your spiritual words in which you speak unto him. And this is another reason why people cannot even talk about, nor do they even feel any presence of Yah. They don't know how to go into the closet. And this is the same thing, going into the closet. It's going into a situation with Yah, one-on-one, your spirit and his spirit. All that stuff about your flesh, kick to the curb. So don't go in there asking them, can I get this? He knows your thoughts. He knows your needs. He knows your wants. He knows your mind and he knows your heart. So don't go in there half-cocked thinking you finna tell him something when he know all things. Okay? Now, what you can look forward to inside is his forgiveness. That's what he'll give you. His forgiveness. Okay? So when it says it, Then you go into exalting Yah. That's another thing a lot of people don't like. They don't like to exalt him. That's why you wouldn't have too many people coming to this message that is on here, because it's all about Yah. This is charged. Yah charged me to speak on. And that's the last thing flesh and blood want, is to hear what he really has to say. Because when he got something to say, let me tell you something, it's detached to the spirit fully. And he's saying something. He said, it starts off by, when you go into prayer, it starts off by, like I said, not asking for nothing. Okay? He knows all that you need and all that you want. He knows your desires. You don't need to tell him, your thoughts, your heart, everything. So you don't need to be in there going before the Most High Yah as if you're going to charge him for doing this, to do this. You don't rule him. You don't run him. You're not, that's not the way you go before the Most High Yah. So when you go, the first thing as into your prayer, you first start off by exalting him. Exalting the Most High Yah. When you going in the presence of Yah, you start off by exalting him. Okay? You're not taking flesh in there. You're taking spirit. And when that spirit gets in there, in the presence of the Most High Yah, just imagine you walking into the kingdom and there he is on the throne and you see him. Your first thing should be is to exalt him. His presence requires exalting. And that's what we need to do. Exalt him. And like you could, with me, I'm always into this. Father, you are so great. Father, you are so perfect. Father, you are so excellent. Father, you are so good. Father, you are so wonderful. Father, you are so kind. Father, you're so merciful. Oh, Father, you're so all-knowing. Father, you all power. Father, you the beginning and the end. I'm telling you, it's just over and over and over, exalting who he is. Why? Because I'm going before him, and he is holy and worthy to be praised and exalted. So I'm going to him in prayer. I'm going in his presence, and I want him to know how I feel. Now watch this here. You never go before Yah with words, or you're so great, or you're so excellent, you're so powerful, you're so wonderful, you're so perfect. Don't go to the Father if you don't know him like that. If you don't know him to be all that, don't go pretending. The reason why Sister Deborah do that, because he's shown proven himself to be all that and some. So that's why I do. He's proven himself to be the greatest, so great, the greatest, the perfect one, the excellent one, the good one, the wonderful one, the kindness, the merciful, the all-knowing, the all-power, the beginning and the end. He's proven that to me. So that is one way I do exalt him in what I believe that he is. You don't take the word Sister Deborah said if you do not believe within you that he's the perfect one. He's the excellent one. You see? He's the great one, unless you feel that thing. See, so you can't go in lying in your spirit, but then it makes you the serpent seed. So when you're going in, you have to be sincere about the way you feel about him is the way you exalt him. You have to exalt him because he's worthy to be exalted. Now, let me tell you something. And angels is constantly praising and worshiping him and exalting him. We down here thinking we got it made because we got this, and we ain't in need. At least we think we ain't. But you're in need for more than what you think. No money in this earth, on this earth, is going to give you anything. And that's, to me, people who are born of the serpent seed, born of the flesh, because they think what they have is all they need. And that's it. And what's showing up from the floor up today is everybody's running around here cuckoo clocked up and cuckoo clocked down, because they're seeing that their money is not all that they need. So the Father, when you go before the Father, your prayer starts off with exalting him. But don't say words of exaltation, I think I'm saying it right, if it's not something in you actually feel. Don't say words that somebody else have said if you really don't feel it. Because Sister Deborah said these words because I feel it down in me that he's all that. So when I go into there and start telling him, you so great, you so powerful, you so all-knowing, you so perfect, because he's proven to me as an individual that he's all that answer. So that's why I use that to exalt him, because I want to say to him what I already feel that he is. Okay? But don't go saying something that you don't feel about him. Okay? And in that exalting, you can even talk about how his right hand, the power of his right hand and his might. And let me see if I'm, his right hand and his might. And you can give him that too. If because once you come to know about the right hand and his stretched out arm, you can bring that into your prayer. You got that strong arm, Father, y'all. You got that right hand of power, Father, y'all. You see? That's how easy it floats, because you learned that that's what he is, consistent. He's consistent. You see, so you can bring that, you can allow that to float out of you the way you feel about it. You see, but don't go saying words of traditions or words of copying someone else. When you going into the presence of the Father, you go into him with your spiritual heart and your spiritual mind and your sincerity, not your clowning of your flesh, what pours over into your spirit, and you begin to feel that you can use some of those techniques in your flesh to go before the Most High Yah in the spirit. It ain't gonna work, okay? So, and then you begin to pray for the power, and that the blind of you that women need food and clothing. Oh, then you begin to pray for people who don't have, and those that are many that are blind and need him. They need him. That you go into prayer for the less fortunate that needs him, okay? And that his right hand would do what it does best, and you begin to tell him about those who don't have food and clothing and places to call home, Father. You begin to pour out your inner spirit into the presence of the Most High Yah for others. You see? I mean, and the way that you pour it out is you have to be able to feel that you're going before the Most High Yah, and you're going to pour out to him, in prayer, because you want him to understand that you are feeling what is on the earth. And I'm bringing it before you, Father Yah. You know all things. And you just praying for, you wanting him to help the less fortunate that's out here that is blind, and they're blind to the truth. They're blind to the light. They don't have food and clothing and a place to call home. You want to cry out that, because when you have it and someone else don't, these are the things you still have that in you, that spirit in you that says, Father, I see this. This is present before me. I pray that if it be thy will, that you would bless them. Bless those who need food. Bless those who need a place to call home, Father Yah. Bless those who need clothing, Father Yah. Bless those who are blind to who you are, Father Yah. You know, that's what you do. You just letting him know that you're not just called up coming to the throne to enter into his presence, but you coming in for just not you, but somebody else too, because that's what it's all about. Is going before the Most High Yah for just not you, you know, but for others that you know that you see that's going on, that you know these things are out here. These people are like this. How many of you, when you say in your prayer, you're entering in the Father's presence with the heart to pray for others that don't have a relationship with him, that don't know who he is or don't know nothing about who they are, you know? This is how you enter in to the presence of Yah, because Yah would look at this and he'll see that not only are you coming before his throne and you're coming prepared and you're bringing others in with you because they don't have the strength. They don't have, they're weak and you are the strong one. Okay, be careful. You are the strong one and they are the weak, you know, and you're stepping in the gap for them and just letting the Father know that you're feeling this. You're feeling those who don't have food and those who don't have place to call home and those who don't have clothing and those that are blind to the truth or blind because they can't see what the world is about or they can't see Yah himself. It's never go to his throne being only thinking that you're putting yourself down and you're bringing other things before him to the throne. This is how, did y'all know that's how he bless you? That's how he really bless you, is when you down and you're bringing yourself to the altar. You're giving him the praise and the glory. You're exalting him and you're doing these things, but you have to also be about somebody else. And did you know you cannot be about the blind that don't know Yah or don't have food and clothing and a place to call home if it's not something you feel? It's got to be something you feel. It can't be something you just said. Oh, I'm going to take this and say this here thinking it's going to get Yah to respond in a way or, you know, make Yah think you this. No. I'm telling you, when you going before the presence of the Most High Yah, he already know your thoughts, your feeling, your everything. So it's best to put you down and uplift someone else before him. And you're asking him to bless others who don't have. It's called standing in the gap for those that are weak. Okay? Standing in the gap. So you're going to stand in the gap as well in prayer. You're going to stand in the gap. And for the sick, you're going to ask him, you're going to talk about the sick, those that are sick, Father. There's so many people out here sick, Father. We got so many people in prison to their minds, Father, Yah. Only one can deliver them is you, Father. See, you going before the presence of Yah for many of things, but you're not going for you. And this is how he bless you for your needs. You see, this is how he deliver you. Most people always thought, oh, I go in here to pray and I pray for my kids and mine, and that's it. I'm finished. I'm prayed. No, baby. You never knew. When you come before the Father, first and foremost, you got to come in the Spirit. And the Spirit has to be humble enough to be in the presence of Yah without asking him for nothing for yourself or thinking, oh, heal me here. I got this pain here, as if he don't know. That's why you can't go in talking about you. You got to be about others because he knows everything you're entering into his presence. He already know about you, even your needs, sickness or whatever. He already know. But when you come in before the presence of Yah with just thanksgiving, thanking him for being all that he has been, all that he's going to be, you know, and you just pouring out, exalting him. These are the things you do. Okay. But see, what we were taught is that we go before him with this power swinging as if we can pull heavens down by what we need, what we want, what we think, and what we feel. We want him to deliver this and do that. You got to go in the presence of Yah, not asking for nothing. Not asking for nothing outside of being forgiven. That's how we have to go before the Most High Yah. Okay, so when we get into this here, when we enter in, we have to consider those that are sick, those that are weak, those that are in prison. See, y'all think when he said I was in prison, you didn't visit me. Prison mean a whole host of things. Behind bars or prison in your mind. You see, you in prison with your faults. That's what you see in the world today. Just saying, Father, there's so many people are in prison, Father, in all ways that I see it, I know it. I just pray that your blessings would pour out upon them. You have to add things like this when you're entering in. You see? So you're not just thinking about, yourself. And you have to, when you're going into the presence of God, you have to feel these things. You have to really feel, I do. You have to really feel these things. This is not something you going in there and just say it. Just make a conversation so you can get in. No, it ain't gonna work like that. It's a feeling, okay? And you always let him know, not my will, but thy will be done, Father Yah. For you are perfect in all that you do. Okay? And then you're going to say, also, teach me how to forgive. It's hard, y'all. Teach me, Father Yah. I ask you to teach me how to forgive. As thou hast forgiven me. Teach me how to forgive others as thou have forgiven me. Help me in the area of forgiveness. Help me in that area of where I need help in forgiveness. If you have a problem with forgiving, ask Yah to help you in the areas of where you are weak. Call them out. Call them out. Because what you're saying is, you're not asking him for nothing. You're telling him how ugly you are. That's what you're saying. I'm an ugly something. I need some help here. And I know all things. Help me, Father Yah. You see? So here it's not even asking him to give you anything. You just said to him, you just owning it. I'm an ugly something to where I don't even know how to forgive. Help me, please. So in that area in which I need to forgive. As thou hast forgiven me. But I'm ugly in it, Father Yah. But you can help me. Because I'm ugly in it. Just this is how you go before Yah. Okay? And then you said, help me to accept the things I cannot change, Father Yah. Help me to accept the things I cannot change. Okay? For all things, but you, Father, all things is in your hand. All things is in your hand. Help me to accept the things I cannot change. Because all things are in your hand. Help me, Father. All things are in your hand. Help me to accept the things I cannot change. Because a lot of people is in this thing about not accepting certain things. Because they feel it has to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Or either it's all about me. Father, help me. I got issues with me. Help me to accept the things I cannot change. But you, Father, all things is in your hand. Because he can change it. Okay? Okay, you can also ask the Father Father, show me, Father Yah, how to serve you in this day, in this midnight hour, and in this day. Show me how I can serve you, how I can honor you, how I can worship you the way you needs to be worshiped, the way you want me to serve on this earth. Father Yah, show me how to serve in this day, in this end day, how I can serve you. Okay, that's another one you put behind. So you're asking him, where can you fit in? Show me, teach me, help me. Okay, teach me also how to exalt you, your holy name, who you are, your spirit and truth, your light, your righteousness. Help me to exalt all that you are, all that you were, all that you're going to be. Help me to know how to exalt you in it. Like unto, help me to serve you. Teach me how to serve you. And here is teaching me how to exalt you and worship you all the days of my living, Father. Teach me how I shall serve you and worship you, Father. Teach me how. Teach me how, Father, I can be the best that you know that I can be, for I know not. Thou know all things, Father Yah. Teach me to be the best that you know, Father Yah, that I can be, for I know not, and thou know all things. So I need you to teach me how I am to be the best that I could be before thee in your will, Father. That's owning up to the fact that I'm not perfect. I'm not good. I'm nothing. But you, through you teach me, and I will be. So you're putting it back onto him, that you trust in him when you first walked in, even when you're walking out of entering into the presence of the Most High Yah. Then you go into telling him about how much you need him. You begin to tell the Most High how much you need him. Now, you don't go telling Yah how much you need him when you don't need him now, or you don't feel that thing. This prayer is about feeling this thing. You see it? Really feeling this, entering into his presence is all about you feeling this thing. First and foremost, you're going in through the spirit. So there should be a lot that you should be able to feel. And one thing you should ask, you should let him know that I need you. I can't live without you. I can't do without you. I can't think without you. Father, I can't repent without you. I can't forgive without you. Okay? I'm nothing without you. Always understand that. But you can't understand that which you do not feel. If you don't feel it, don't say it. Everything I'm saying about entering into the presence of Yah, if you don't feel it, don't say it. Because you have to feel it. It's a spiritual connection. That's why I told you, don't go in there with your flesh. Don't go in there with your emotions and your feelings. Only with your spirit. And the spirit feels those things. It understands those feelings. Okay? Because it is of Yah. You see? And it says, don't go in. I mean, you start to say you don't want to do without him. You don't want to this journey without him. You don't want to serve without him, because you can't. It's nothing I can do without you. I need you. We need you, Father Yah. But it's a feeling. It's a feeling you have to have. All these things I'm saying is coming with a feeling. You have to have a feeling for wanting to go to the altar on behalf of those that are needing a blessing from him, needing food and water and needing things from him. You're going before him in a feeling in your spirit before the mighty throne of the Most High Yah. Okay, you'd already kicked your flesh to the curb, so it don't want to. It won't do right no way. It'll mimic the things of your spirit before Yah. It will mimic it and role play it like 99.9 people do. They role play when they get ready to pray or they get to communicate with Yah. They role play it because they take you in their flesh. He ain't got time for that. You cannot take your flesh to the presence of Yah. When you going at nighttime, waking up in the morning, or you in the noon midnight hour, or in the noonday, you want to pray to Yah. It don't mean nothing what you pray if you can't come to him in the spirit realm. That's what I'm saying. And in that spirit realm comes some really, really sincere feelings. That's how he can receive you, because you're coming in the spirit. The spirit is sincere about what he's doing. Okay. And and you can talk to him about how he's the best and how you thank him for being the beginning and the end. And then you thank him for being the Most High Yah. You thank him for being Father Yah. And that I will forever, ever give you the praise, the glory, and the honor that's due you, Father Yah. And you can end it right there. You can end it. With this type of prayer will bring you blessings. And I don't mean blessings for your flesh. Blessings for your household. Blessings for your spiritual teaching, your spiritual mission to serve. And it will activate your spiritual power, which comes with the Ruach. You see? It would activate your understanding in the spirit of truth. It would turn your light on brighter. When you can go to and enter into the presence of Yah. This message was from Yah to me to give unto thee. And I did just that. Was it a message that I come up with? No. It's a message that he gave me and I brought it forth. The good thing is about it, I realized it like I realize every time he tells me, when it's about me, Deborah, strictly about me, you ain't going to get too many. And that's still all well, because the gate is going to always be narrow and very few shall find therein. So Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of it. How to go into the presence of Yah. And I hope each and every last one of you got something out of you. I thank each and every last one of you all for tuning in. And I hope that you put that in your spiritual backpack, because it was strictly spirit and truth. Shalom and shalom.